Listen, I know that it's been tough recently, and by recently I mean all season, but hey, at least we have that game to remind us of the good old days. They got swept again, and now are 12 games under 500. What good old days is this possibly reminding me of? They gave Verlander one run of support in a game which he pitched a shutout. Come on, that's gotta remind you of the good old days. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and welcome to Game 26 of my mental decline as the Astros lose 3-1 to the Chicago Cubs despite having a lead in this game for quite some time in it. Justin Verlander for the Astros gave up a couple of walks, too many, more than you'd really appreciate, but he also struck out 7 and 5 and 4 1/3 innings of shutout baseball. Verlander looked really good. Then you had Montero come in, and he looked good for a split second until the Astros tried to get too cute and get an extra inning out of him. And then it all fell apart. Why does it seem like I'm speed running this? Because I borderline am. They got one run off of a sac fly, which is, again, just making you want to bash your head against a wall. I said it, I believe, last night, which was when the team is good and you're scoring runs off sac flies and errors by the other team, it's like, man, everything's clicking for you because you're just putting it in play, making the other team have to make mistakes to do it, or even just you're still scoring runs even on outs. And when you're losing and when you're down in the gutter, it makes you feel even worse because holy crap, we can't even get a base hit to score a run. It's an out. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic, and I say that before I say something that is incredibly dramatic. It feels like waterboarding. It's just another loss that isn't disastrous. They didn't have some big 4-run lead or something and blow it dramatically. They didn't get walked off in the 9th inning. They didn't get completely blown out. It's just another little in a long line of. I give Verlander all the credit in the world for trying to drag, 24 other bums to a win, but it just kind of didn't work. Montero, again, they brought him back out despite the fact that he threw 10 pitches in the first little bit that he pitched, and it didn't work. Then Brian Abreu came out, and it still didn't work. Seth Martinez had had an inning of shutout ball. That's good, and you should probably pat him on the back. He is one of the best pitchers on this staff. Might have the best ERA on the staff, actually. At least among relievers. You had a hit from Altuve. That was pretty darn cool. You had a couple hits from Alex Bregman. He got to career hit number 1,000. That's super neat. You got swept. Again, you've gotten swept kind of a lot. Like, to a degree where it's like, oh man, this ain't great. Like, I'm genuinely starting to run out of stuff to talk about, man. Another sweep. Another sweep. And they find different ways to do it because the first two games, it's the starting pitcher blowing up and the bullpen locking it down, and then you have the starting pitcher lock it down and the bullpen blows up. And I've said it a bunch of different times, but it bears repeating. Good teams find ways to take those games that you are supposed to lose and flip them into wins. And the bad teams, and I hate to tell you this, they're one of them now. They find ways to lose them. And this is just another one finding ways to lose them. They have tomorrow off. They fly to a Mexico series. Side note, to all of Mexico, I'm sorry that this is what you're getting. You don't deserve this fate. But for the Mexico series, you get to watch the Astros versus the Rockies, who combined do not have enough wins to lead a division. And that's one of those things that, I knew is correct as I got ready to say it out loud, but then you say it out loud, and you're just like, oh my god, that's a real number. They are a combined 13 and 38, I believe. Oh, it's so good, man. That's so fun. They have tomorrow off. They're in Mexico on Saturday, 6:05. The Astros are going to have Ronel Blanco go to the mound, and the Rockies are going to send Cal Quantrill to the mound. Now, the positive, there aren't many that can say this. This is one of the teams that is worse than you, so you should go win. Like, both of those games. Like, you really should. You simply should win both games against one of the only teams that is worse than you. If they lose both games, we're actually going to go nuclear. I need that to be documented. If they go 0-2 against the Rockies, like all the other teams, it's bad. If they go 0-2 against the Rockies, we're actually, full blown. That's when we go completely nuclear, and I scream until by the end of the video I can't actually speak. Anyway, Saturday at 6:05, 5:05 Central. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that's all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.